Hi, my name is Eddie. I'm in my fourth year at Drexel. I graduate next year, but I identify with class of 2019. Tonight I'll be sharing with you just a glimpse of how faithful and sovereign God has been in my life for these past 4 years. I came into Drexel, which was my 11th choice, as a very prideful and performance-oriented person. And I was actually on the fence about Christianity. I just come off the summer where, for the first time, I proclaimed that I needed Christ to overcome the hurts of my broken family. But coming here, I lacked the initiative and the inner spiritual transformation to do anything about it or pursue God in a new and scary environment. I spent my first quarter at Drexel sleeping in on Sundays, but I ended up attending some Bible studies during the week with another campus ministry at Drexel. And after struggling through that quarter, feeling out of place here, I went home and gave my home church an angsty testimony where I shared that I was struggling with depression. That night I was covered in prayer. By God's grace, I was healed and gained a new desire to know Him more. And coming back here, that grew into intentional spiritual growth, and I getting plugged in at a Center City church where by the end of the year I was committed to being on the main leadership team for that ministry. But I actually wasn't happy at that church for a lot of reasons. In a nutshell, it was because of the lack of a college community and some theological disagreements that led to that church hurting me and damaging my spiritual growth. But I actually felt stuck there because of my position in that ministry. But jumping to the following summer, I attended this 40-day Christian leadership boot camp with a similar mission to GCC of building Christ ambassadors. And God showed me so much there. He brought further growth and new truths into my life and really transformed me from the inside out. And there I learned so much. And I found like my life verse, 1 Peter 2:17, honor all people, love the brotherhood, fear God, and honor the king. And one of the main things I gained out of that program was that I needed to find a new church. So that finally led me to step away from that church I'd been attending. And it took me until April of my sophomore year, but I ended up coming here to GCC. And that was actually a really hard transition. I think it was weird timing to be a newcomer, and it was a mix of me lacking the initiative to introduce myself to other people, and others actually not really approaching me either. I just recall so much just sitting on my phone before and after service and not really having these meaningful interactions. And to paint a picture, a year after I first joined here, I still had people coming to me and being like, "Hey, is this your first time here?" I'm like, "Oh man, that really hurt." It really frustrated me, but man, God really used this church. He used P. Young, He used P. Kurt to really speak to my soul, so I stayed here, and I think God really rewarded that. And He showed me how to love this church and what He does in it before I got involved in the community, before I even had an opportunity to use this church for social growth rather than spiritual growth. And I'm really thankful that I struggled in that way to reach the point I'm at now. And this year I did get plugged in, and Philly really became my home this year, and it's a really warm place in my heart, and I've been praying for that for years, even with my past campus ministry. And yeah, God really has done so much in these years. He's delivered me from a broken, non-Christian family, from my own selfish ambitions in the world, from all this sin and wrong, and He's blessed me with the knowledge of Him and multiple spiritual families filled with His love. While Drexel may have been my 11th choice, I can confidently say it was God's first choice for me. And I'm really thankful that He placed me here. God has shown me time and time again that my struggles are purposeful, that I can trust Him to be in full control. Accepting Him as sovereign has been seriously the most freeing truth in my life. And that's why I can say that I'm here still broken and sinful, but ultimately I find deliverance and redemption from our good Father. Thanks for being a part of the story.